Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year, not ration. Came in abundance. Films like in Sundance. Tech like the pop art. Tachi Queen, you are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs they all vary, and seldom do they motivate. World full of hate, we serve a hope on a plate across different platforms. Let's hear a buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winning with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth. The power's in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack.
Welcome, everybody, to the livest media, tech, and pop culture show in the land. That would be a show called MediaScope, where we talk all about media, tech, and pop culture every week on all the platforms that I'm about to talk to you about now. And it's you all, which I appreciate. Let me give you a hug to let you know that I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry we're a little late. Of course, we had tech difficulties, but we were working hard so that we could get back to you to bring you into the fold. So it's you guys, myself, and a one tiny dancer, MC Curtis.
Hey,
MC, how's it going?
I'm going well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm glad. I'm fantastic. What's new in MC's world?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Starting to get paid on time, so different venues.
That's good. That's good. That's good. You know what it was? It was the fact that you got those boots all shined up. Now people will take you seriously.
I know I'm back in action now, and we've had to tell the people no coins, no loose coins, all paper money. Loose coins. It's kind of hard to manage loose coins.
I'm sure. Where would you put them in your small shorts?
Well, I might have to get a fanny pack. Yeah.
Oh, well, now that's just fine. What color is your fanny pack?
Of course, lame.
Gold lame to match the boots. What was I thinking? Wait, stupid of me. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. MC Curtis is a tiny dancer. Yes. He's a tiny dancer.
Heels.
In gold lame heels with gold shorts on. That could be a look. Don't laugh. Don't sleep. Claude Diamond is also here. It says that Wednesday just got better. My Wednesdays are better every time you are here. Thank you so much for being here, Claude. And look who's here. Beep, beep. Serena's got the keys to the food truck. Here she is. It is Taco Wednesday, folks. I know this. I'm mad there's that extra little room at the end. Oh, goodness. She's got to park and roll. She's got a 6:30 shift. She's working like MJ day and night. And she's got something for everyone. It is Taco Wednesday. Go ahead and get your salad, your tacos, and your libations of any type. MC, you get one.
One libation, sure. That's for the next round.
That's for the next round. Fantastic. And the next round is not on us. So make sure you have some of that, those coins to go ahead and pay for that. Claude Diamond says, hello from Hotel California, home of the taco. You can go in, but you can't leave. That was Hotel California, wasn't it? And yes, that's right. Claude Diamond, you are back in California. I hope all is well weather-wise there. I'm sure it is. California is always pretty nice. Serena enjoys the horn and the screeching. Glad he
Yes,
did it just for you.
absolutely.
And she also enjoys the glasses and the slurp. So now we're up to 4 Goodwill sound effects. Thank you very much.
And growing.
And growing, and growing. 4 and growing. That's what I love. There is a special buy one, get one just because. So go ahead. It is that time of day. Fantastic. How was everybody's day? Well, let me ask. Did everybody have a great day? I know for some of you it's not over. I know, Claude, for you in California it's only 3:22 right now, but for those of us over on the East Coast, the day is winding down. We're thinking about what we want to have for dinner. Why not have dinner at the taco truck, the MediaScope food truck? Plenty to eat and lots of great news and great media tech and pop culture stuff. So, welcome. Let's see. And it is a perfect day, says Tawana. You're in Chicago, aren't you? Is it? Well, I guess perfect for Chicago because I was thinking it was cold.
Tawana is making her rounds. Look at her. She's just all over the place, Dr. Tawana.
She is. She is.
She's doing
Absolutely. She's doing it. She's doing the thing. Good for you, Dr. Tawana. Yay. Fantastic. So you're good, MC.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. What about yourself?
Fantastic. Oh, I'm wonderful as per usual. I am brilliant as per usual.
Well, you look like you just stepped off a magazine cover.
Oh, well, thank you
I
very
mean,
much. Thank you very much. I try to look my best on MediaScope days. Other days may be questionable, but whenever I'm on camera, I try to look my best. That's why people, oh, don't you want to join us on camera? No, I have a reputation to uphold. I do not come on camera less than MediaScope look. Go ahead.
speaking of reputations,
Uh-huh.
no, I'm messing around. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Sure you did. Sure you did. Thank you, Dr. Oh, and look who is here. Dr. Tawana says that Total Magazine cover look. Thank you so much. And Anna is here. Anna, we haven't seen you in a month of Sundays, and we are happy to welcome you back. Welcome, Anna. It's that time of week, 5 p.m. You had a meeting today for your high school senior. Wow, you've got a high school senior. Time flies, doesn't it? Wow. Susan from YouTube is here. Susan Engels, welcome. So good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And MC with the compliments. I know, right? I'm also watching my back because I don't know what those compliments mean. So one must be careful. Well, I hope everybody had a great day. Now, here's the thing. We're doing something a little bit different today. I do have some news. We're not going to put up pictures and stuff, but I do have some news. But today is Ask Me Anything Wednesday. I did the same thing on Instagram. We're doing that today. Some of you probably have been dying to ask questions about media, tech, pop culture, film production, video production, live stream production. You've been dying to ask all these social media. You've been wanting to ask all these questions. And you said to yourself, where does one go to get the answers to such questions? Questions. Here. You can ask me here today on Ask Me Anything Wednesday. This was actually prompted by my good friend Johnny Ray. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing an Ask Me Anything. I'm going to be on Johnny Ray's show, and we're going to be doing Ask Me Anything tomorrow night at 8:30 on After Dark with Johnny Ray channel on Instagram. So I said, you know what? Why don't I do that today? It just hit me. I should do that today. So I do have some news to share with you, but today in between that is an Ask Me Anything Wednesday. So put in the chat any questions that you've been wondering, things that you want to know. I'll answer what I can answer. I'm pretty knowledgeable about that area. I mean, hence why I do a whole show about this. This is year 7, MC. Can you believe?
You know, the interesting thing about it, I was just thinking about that right before you said that. I was just thinking about it. I said, wow, what's year 7
Really?
like? Yeah, I was. I was like, what's it going to be like?
Wow.
What's the celebration going to look like?
Yeah, I know. You know, now we've set a standard for how we celebrate these things. So I would say don't expect anything huge, but if something huge happens, be happy. So there. We don't set up any big expectations. But yeah, July 29th will be our 7th anniversary. So
Wow.
you all have to come. 7 years. Yeah. Fantastic. Lucky 7. Oh, gotta do that's good. Lucky 7.
Hmm, that's cool.
Lucky 7. Yeah, got to do it big for the annual. So should Lucky 7 be in Las Vegas?
That would actually be
You
kind of
never
cool.
know. It would be
Yeah.
kind of cool, right?
Mhm.
Makes sense. Lucky 7, Las Vegas. That would be kind of cool. But we shall see. We shall see. Fantastic. Storing it up early, says Anna. Absolutely. What about poor Chris Rock? I knew somebody was going to ask that. And I specifically said to Curtis that I did not, that I was done with a whole Chris Rock, Will Smith debacle, debauchery, tomfoolery, nonsense, and rubbish. I was done with it, but it seems that, okay, here's the thing. Let's put a time limit on this
Go.
because we could go all the. Let's give ourselves 5 minutes for anybody who desperately wants to discuss this. We can. I'm done with it, but anybody who desperately wants to discuss, because I see MC Curtis, his gold boots are itching, and he's been wanting to talk about this forever. Let's see. Claude Diamond asks, "My wife doesn't understand me. What should I do?" She understands you perfectly. To the contrary, Claudia understands you perfectly, Claude.
That's hilarious.
It is. Questions I can answer, Claude. That's what we want to do. Yep, July 29th is 7 years of fun and foolishness on MediaScope, and we are so happy. Who knows what will happen for the 7th anniversary? Or maybe it will just be low key and it'll be nothing and surprise you all. You never know. So we'll see. But definitely 7 years.
Maybe
Let's
we'll
see.
get
So
an,
we're going to talk about it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe we'll get an interview with Will Smith and Jada.
That's something I don't want. That's okay. I would not want to be their first interview because they haven't been interviewed
Absolutely.
about that. I would not want to be the first. Heck, I don't even care about it anymore, let alone to interview them about that. But I will say this is going to change the trajectory of somewhat his career, definitely the trajectory of how the Oscars and other award shows are handled, and what is allowed, because there is a code of conduct, and that does go against the code of conduct for the Academy. I read something earlier that the BAFTAs said that they would have removed him. Well, England doesn't play. They'll have none of that. So I'm
Well,
not surprised.
you know what? I'm going to get this party started. So I think what I shared with you earlier is that they had
Okay.
an argument. They had some kind of disagreement. Obviously, I wasn't there,
Okay.
but that's
You,
just what I feel strongly about. They had a disagreement, and she was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "So we good now? We good now?" Yeah, we good now. And when a black woman says I'm good, we're good. That's when you got to watch yourself. And
oh my
he said,
gosh.
"Okay." He was like, "Okay, we good? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. We good, Jada. Don't bring this up no more." And so got to the award ceremony, and Chris Rock started telling jokes, and she played it perfectly. She just looked like she was upset, because it's probably not the first joke she heard. And then she looked at Will, said, "Mm-hmm." and just sent it behind out there walking towards the stage, just slapped the heck out of him. And that was it. It's a wrap.
Did you storyboard and write all this out?
It sounds good though, but no, I didn't. But yeah.
I'll let you have that. If that's what you think happened, I'm going to let you have that.
I do. I do. Thank you.
Susan Engels, I'm with you. If I'm going to make another statement about this, it's that moment stole from everyone else that came after. The poor in memoriam. How do you have an in memoriam after that type of thing? Nobody, here's the thing, nobody was paying attention after that. Nobody. Even if they were feigning as if they were paying attention, nobody can. Would you be paying attention after that? You would try. Like, I know me, I would try, but in the back of my head, I'm like, what just happened here? It's very difficult. So it stole the moment, and particularly from poor Questlove, who won a best documentary for The Summer of Soul. It's his first Oscar, and it's a big moment. His mom was there and just really emotional, and you stole that moment from him with your incessant outburst. Jada, when you saw him getting up to, that's when you take your arm and you sit him down. The moment you see, sit him down.
I'm telling you, what I said is what happened, because she was like, "Oh, okay, I'll fix you. Go ahead, walk out there." And
put a 1 in the chat if you agree with MC Curtis's characterization of the events. Anna says, I tuned into 2 live streams from the plane, one on the way there, one on the way back. Kevin Williams live streamed MR at 5 p.m. on his public page. You bought the Southwest Wi-Fi. So were you during the Oscars? You were on the plane and you were trying to see what was happening. Wow. All right. David Benjamin Eccles says, "Whew, I would prefer to interview Will only." Oh, you can have both of them. I don't want to interview either one of them. That is just. I mean, I think there's so many other things. This is purely a distraction. So anybody who's trying to do anything, this is the time to do it. Not that I'm condoning that, but this overshadowed every other piece of news that happened. He's enjoying you, Curtis, and your characterizations of the events. Summer of Soul was so, oh my gosh. Did you all see Summer of Soul? It was an excellent documentary. If you have not seen it, go ahead and watch it. Just fantastic. Questlove did an amazing job. Yes, I believe it. That's where I saw it, right? Was it Netflix or Amazon Prime? I saw it.
I'll have to watch that one. I'm writing it down.
I think it was Netflix, but fantastic. It's just a great. It's really, really well done. So kudos to you. I'm sorry your moment got stolen. Gary Lanham is here, says Summer of Soul was awesome. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved Summer of Soul. You got some libations on the house in honor of Summer of Soul from Serena Wills. Cheers, my dear. Thank you. David Benjamin Eccles says Jada wanted it to happen. See, you all are postulating that. Go ahead, MC.
David, you need to go ahead and put a 1 in that chat, because you sound like like I've been saying. Go ahead, put the 1 in the chat.
We are speculating that is the case. We don't know what the case is. And as I've said several times, what's that? There's this meme that this sound on TikTok, also on Instagram, and the thing goes, so what's your dream job? And the person answering says, darling, I've told you several times, I have no dream job. I do not dream of labor. So if you put the whole Jada Pinkett and Will Smith thing, darling, I've told you several times, I do not care about this pair.
Yes,
I don't care. I could care less. What does my mother always say, MC? What's her saying?
They've already
made it. They've made it. So I don't need to be concerned with the affairs of those who have made it. They've made it. So David Benjamin Eccles says Jada wanted it to happen. Susan Engels says this. Jada could have stepped up, and she surely could have. Now, Granted, we don't know what the atmosphere was like between the two of them. We already know there are issues between the two of them. We don't know what the atmosphere was like between the two of them as to why she didn't do that, or if that was something that was not normally she would have done. We don't know. I just know that the moment I saw, were it me, the moment I saw him get up, and it would just have to be this much. My hand would already be out, sitting this person down.
Or tripped him, huh, Tachi? Or tripped him.
If it takes me tripping you, yeah. That embarrassment of tripping is like, oh, sorry. You know, people would feel sorry for you if you trip.
Absolutely.
Maybe thinking you got up to get something and you stumbled. Then you just slink back to your seat. Maybe that should have been what she have done. Trip him, just stick out your foot and trip. If that's what it takes, I will do it. But the moment I see you even eat, you know how there's that muscle fiber twitch that you can kind of see a little bit. Did you see that just a little bit? The moment you see that little.
Right. Absolutely. Almost like you're expecting it.
Exactly. And you watch the entire time because you see he was in the front and she was in the back. I would have been just like this.
Yep. See, I'm telling you, that's
I
the
would not have
argument.
come off of him.
That's the argument before church service.
The argument before church service.
Many people argue. Many couples will start arguing right before church service, and as they're getting out the car, they're straightening themselves up. Like, okay, let's act right now. We're at church. And
you sound like you have a lot of experience with this, MC.
Yeah, life. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Life.
Wow. Wow. All right, let's keep going and see what else is happening. Monday through Thursday. Okay, that show Monday through Thursday. Okay, thank you. Johnny Ray is here. Look at Johnny Ray. I'm going to be on his show tomorrow, and we're doing an Ask Me Anything on Johnny Ray's channel. On Instagram, just go to After Dark with Johnny Ray. And he says, what were my favorite good parts of Will Packer's first production? Thank you for bringing that in. I love the singing chorus while honoring those lost. And, you know, it would have been even more. I'm so sorry to say that they were wonderful, but it was very difficult to keep your eye on anything else after that happened. So let me go before to before slap. BS before slap. Okay. I before the slap, everything was copacetic. I have to say, I enjoyed, and it's not like I am the biggest Beyonce fan. She's great. She's a great performer, but I'm not a card-carrying Beehive member. But I think it was great to see Beyonce perform in Compton, where they grew up. The Williams sisters grew up. From the tennis court that they used to play on. So, and then wearing the bright colors, it was beautiful. This yellow, and as you know, the Williams sisters were very bright and colorful whenever they got on the court, from the beach to the outfits they wore, and it was just almost an ode to them. I think that was a really nice way. And here's the thing: Will Packer did a great thing with Beyonce. Doesn't just perform anywhere. So this was an attempt to try and draw in demographics that would not normally watch the Oscars. Think about it. You have the whole Beehive coming in to watch the Oscars. That is not the demographic of people that watches that type of award show. So Will Packer used brilliance with that. Also, think about this. Now, you all know that I'm a card-carrying member of Club Quarantine with DJ D Nice. He was the DJ for the Oscars. And so, look, really the only reason I watch the Oscars, because again, usually I feel beholden to watching award shows because of what I do. But I'm just so tired of award shows and them being boring that I didn't think this was going to be anything different, even though Will Packer was doing it. And I do enjoy Will Packer. I was like, all right, I'll be all right. All I care about is the pre-show for the Oscars, the red carpet, and I can read the highlights. I'm good with a press release. I'm good with highlights after that. But I ended up watching it because there were other people from Club Quarantine. We did a Zoom call. So because there was a Zoom, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm down for the camaraderie. I will definitely watch. That was the sole reason that I was there, to witness the moment in person. The sole reason. So I think that the fact that that he also drew in D Nice, who has a huge global community of people who listen to him. That was huge as well. I love the fact, this is what I love the fact of as well, that they had, this was the anniversary of a lot of different movies. So this was the 30th anniversary of White Men Can't Jump. And so they had Woody Harrelson. You know, I'm seeing their faces and I can't. Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, and Rosie Perez. You're of no help. Thank you, MC. So they had those three individuals on, and they also, it was also the anniversary. I don't remember what year, but Juno, it had to be like maybe the 20-something anniversary, the 20th anniversary of Juno. And so they had the cast of Juno. It was also the anniversary of Pulp Fiction. They had three of the cast of Pulp Fiction. So I like the way they tried to bring the ghost of Christmas past, or the ghost of movies past, back by bringing these individuals forward. And then I love the way they did the in memoriam. I mean, if nothing happened, what they did is they did a bigger tribute. So, you know, usually they just show the pictures with some sad music. This time they actually had a chorus who sang, and they did longer tributes for Sidney Poitier and Betty White. I think that was apropos and very nicely done. So those were the good parts, I think. Did you watch it all, MC, or are you just hearing the aftermath?
I'm hearing the aftermath, but I will certainly be there next year, because you just never know what's going to pop off at the Oscars.
You're looking for drama king. Here you go. So, but to your point, next year, this may cause some people to do it. Now, let's talk about statistics. There was a 56% increase in viewership for the Oscars over last year, although it was still the second lowest rated Oscars. And again, last year was the lowest rated. But again, we're coming off of a pandemic, so I'm not surprised that in terms of, you know, the scope of things, it was the second lowest rated. But 56% raise in viewership over last year for the Oscars. But they can't rely just on drama for people to watch. If you ask me, abolish the televised Oscars. You could take it online. I don't think we need to see it televised. I think we need to think about what is the next generation of this show and any award shows. How are we going to level it up? We can't keep going the way we're going because nobody cares. They think people care. But look, people really only cared because people cared about the winners. I'm not going to say that, but there were a lot of people who cared the next day because of the Wahala. And that's not a way to run anything. You have to have solid reasons. Go ahead.
So do you think that something with the Oscars or any of the other, you know, just award ceremonies that the wealthy and the very wealthy have honoring each other, do you think that something like just having the red carpet part of it, that part televised, and I think I've heard this somewhere before, so that's why I'm saying this, so maybe just the red carpet televised and other components having to do with fashion, or with maybe even afterwards the commentary, you know, in regards to, even though we don't see who won the award, but just talk about who won and just have a little bit more dialogue on that.
Look, you can record it, do the whole thing. The next day, it's the Oscars highlight show. We're going to show you who won, the magical moments, and that an Oscar highlight show is fine. The next day, I don't think we need to sit and watch a almost 4-hour show. It's unnecessary. Now, I do agree with being rewarded when you do great things. Definitely, I don't want to take that moment away from them, but you have to remember that television is entertainment. You are on for our entertainment. And if we're not being entertained, there's no reason for you to be there. I think this was another reason that there was so much emphasis on performances this year. So another thing that was performed from which won Best Animated Feature, Encanto, which the big song is "We Don't Talk About Bruno," and everybody was there because people would say that, and I'm like, "What is We Don't Talk?" Because I haven't seen Encanto yet, and I don't have Disney Plus, so it's going to be a minute before I do see it. I'm not paying for it. But that is the song, the big song of the year. We don't talk about Bruno. So, of course, they performed that. So they took out all of these moments from media and social media and brought them to the forefront. Although I'm puzzled as to why Megan Thee Stallion was rapping in it, because she's not in the original song. There was no need for Megan Thee Stallion. Claude Diamond says this: seriously, hitting is wrong. Inappropriate behavior is inexcusable. I agree. It is unexcusable, inexcusable, not excusable, all of that, right? Extremely reprehensible. How there are codes of conduct and ways and modes of behavior, regardless of where you are. I don't care if it was the Source Awards. I don't care if it was the MTV Music Awards.
This is
the Nickelodeon Awards.
This is for Will.
What was that?
That was for Will trying to hold his anger in, and it just was not.
You know what? The views expressed by MC Curtis are not the views of MediaScope or subsidiaries. If you are looking to slap anybody, Will, let it be him, not me. Let it be him, not me. Anna says, if it was a stunt, it worked. Everyone was talking about the Oscars Monday everywhere. Memes that said, oh, people couldn't wait. Look, even people on TikTok had whole skits ready for this. I'm like, I saw somebody who I follow who did the Fresh Slapper of Bel Air. He had on like the Fresh Prince thing. I was like, but this just happened. You just happened to have this outfit ready to go? It was pretty funny, I have to say. But people were ready. It's interesting. It's interesting indeed. Anyway, Anna says, I appreciate the award. The 3-hour show, not so much. I sure do. I appreciate the award. I think they deserve it. Hollywood should congratulate Hollywood. But Hollywood should congratulate Hollywood in a private ceremony that we don't have to sit through 3 hours for. You're wondering why it's going down? Ask millennials and Gen Z, the lower end of millennials and Gen Z, if they're going to watch the Oscars. Probably not. And I have to look at the statistics, but the demo was not like Gen Z. So how are you going to draw in that next generation to care about your award ceremony? It can't be through television, because already they're not watching a whole lot of it. They watch, but not to the extent that older generations do. Anyway. Jasmine Graham is here, and she says, hello, MediaScope Massive. Hello to you, Jasmine Graham. Folks, by the way, as we keep going, do you have those 2 images I sent to you earlier, MC?
I do.
Okay. Can we have the NFT one first? So there are 2 events that I want to tell you about. So let me move over. NFT into the metaverse. I know this is hard to see, but next week, you probably have been waiting for me to report live from the field for a while. It's been a good, the last thing I did was 2020 at Podfest. I haven't been at anywhere since then. Miami is looking to be a tech center. And so NFT Week Miami is happening next week, and there's NFT Con and a bunch of things. I will be press at NFT Con into the metaverse. So you can look for me to broadcast live throughout the day, interviews, things that are going on. Just look for me. I will be there. I'm pretty excited, but I will be there with a mask. So don't look for my face. Look for the mask. Definitely. So I will be there on Monday and Tuesday. So that's coming. And if you happen to be in the Miami area, you can do, if you go to, I think it's NFT, I'll look up the address, but you can register for that. There's still time to register for any of the NFT Miami Week events. It should be great. If you're into the metaverse, crypto, or NFTs, definitely join us there. And could I have the next one, please? Guys, you know that and let me get my shoulder off of this. You guys know that I am all about brunch, and I started another show called Media Meets Brunch that is once a month on Sundays on Instagram Live. Well, this Sunday, we're going to be talking social media with some social media experts. In the chat is Jasmine Graham. Jasmine is one of our experts. We also have Terry. I don't think Terry is here yet, but I'll see. We have Terry Johnson, who is a media scoper. She's going to be on. And then Karma Ovicchio. They're all fantastic when it comes to social media. So we're going to be taking questions. We're going to really, the big question is social media, what's now and what's coming. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And what I want you to do is bring your brunch, because it is a BYOB affair. Bring your own brunch. We're going to be brunching and lunching and learning, right? So bring your brunch, and we always talk about what we have, all the guests, we all have our brunch, and it's a lot of fun. So join us at Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time on my Instagram at dr_Tachi. So join us if you can. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Donna. Hannah says there's a lot of drama with the Red Table family. Great show to watch. Must be hard to live the life, though. I would not want to be a Red Table Talk family for all of the money in the world. There's just a lot, when you put, and we were just talking about this morning on Clubhouse, we were talking about boundaries. When you put yourself out there, and you put all of your information out there, there is the expectation for you to continue putting all of your information out there. And it's like, where does it stop? How do you stop when you don't put something out there? So this is going to be a Red Table Talk. Just saying.
Absolutely.
And I misspoke. Terry Johnson is here. The assistant queen of food truckery is here, and she's going to be one of the panelists on Sunday. Welcome. After dark with Johnny. Yes, BS, before slap. So my good memories are all BS before slap. So the alpha man, is Will Packer an alpha? Now, I know he went to FAMU. He is also an HBCU grad. So shout out to, FAMU. He went to FAM. So I didn't know he was an alpha, though. Wow. Or are you saying he's an alpha male? I don't know. But I think you mean that he is an member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Let's see. David Benjamin Echo says it was beautiful with the Beyonce performance. Yeah, I think it was really nice. It was a nice way to open. And Anna said Beyonce's mom styled the trio so well for years. I'm not going to say she didn't, but she did a great job, but she became their stylist, but she wasn't a stylist. So when you get to different levels, you then need a different level of stylist. So she did great when the girls were younger, but as you get older, you need a level of sophistication that I don't know, because she's not a stylist. But yeah, I agree. Jasmine Graham, are you saying you're a card-carrying member of the Beehive? Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the Oscars did have a DJ. DJ D Nice was there. They always generally have somebody. They have an orchestra that plays the song when you talk too long to get off. But I don't ever recall them having a DJ. Somebody let me know if they did. But yeah, D Nice was the DJ. That was absolutely the right move. I only watched it for her Beehive. Yeah, it was a perfect move. So Will Packer really had some pointed moves when it came to that. Anybody who's saying, oh, it was a terrible job, I don't think so. I think he did a really great job with this. There was an unfortunate incident that took place in the middle of it that took away from it, but that's not Will Packer's fault. That has nothing to do with him. I stayed to watch Will pick up his Oscar. Who knew this would happen? Yeah, I know. Nobody knew. Let's see. Anna was hoping that Lin-Manuel Miranda's song and Jermaine Franco's soundtrack would each win. They didn't, but it's still a lovely soundtrack. Yeah, and just the fact that they were nominated is a big deal, because when you're nominated for an Oscar, you can always say that you are Oscar nominated. That's forever, right? Fantastic. Let's see. Here we go. David is asking me this, because it is Ask Me Anything Wednesday. Do you think Will Packer will get another opportunity to executive produce the Oscars again? You know, I think so. I think that, again, the fact that all they have to do is look at numbers and look at the fact that there was a 56% increase in viewership over the year before. That's due to the production. Granted, there are some people who heard about the slap and tuned in for the messiness. We know that too. But the fact that there was that is a big increase, and it's due to the production style. So I think he will be asked back. Will he do it again? That's another question. That's a different question, but it was a great question. Let's see. They took us to church in the memoriam. Yeah, I think they did a fantastic job. I think that the chorus did a fantastic job. But again, it's unfortunate that it was overshadowed because I don't even remember what they sang. I know they did a fantastic job, but everybody was still in shock. And then you have, I'm sorry, it's not funny, but you hear, and then it's lean on me when you're not sure. Nobody can remember, and the seriousness of the moment is lost because you're in your head like, what just happened here? And even the people, think about also the poor chorus members of how after all that happens, now we have to get on and entertain. Nobody wants to hear. I mean, they want to, but it was just a mess completely.
Jasmine, I need to do a new sound effect.
Okay, what's the sound effect? Please don't say slap. Okay. What is the sound effect?
The sound effect is a grown man being slapped. Oh! Ah! Ah!
I was not going to entertain your foolishness, but I was going to go with it to ask, what is the difference between a grown man being slapped and anybody else? So it's that sound.
Yeah, that sound. Oh.
Moving on. Don, I keep calling you Donna because of your middle name. Anna says, or your middle surname says, the Oscars viewership has been lousy for a few years because nobody cares. What you have to understand is and you all understand this, television is entertainment. It exists because audiences watch. The Oscars is really not there for our enjoyment. It's there for them to recognize themselves. And because that is the primary goal, it loses the audience aspect and thus loses the audience heart. And that's why it's been going down. But if you think about it, before you could point to the days of when there were so many viewers and the viewership was high. That was because we didn't really have a choice. Channel 2, 4, 7, maybe some other UHF channels. If you don't want to watch those, go to bed. So there were not a lot of choices, right? You had a captive audience, which is why we were watching. And granted, there was some interest in the stars. There was no social media then. So there was a clear demarcation and clear division between the public and the quote unquote stars or celebrities. Now with social media, we have access to these celebrities almost 24/7. They're going live. They're posting things. We see them all the time. If you inbox them, many of them will, get back to you, or they'll make comments to you which is a cool thing, but there's not that separation anymore, right? So there's not that, I don't want to say specialness, because I think I prefer this where you know that they're human, but I digress. So it has been lousy. And part of the thing is because we have more choices now and we have more access to them. We have more choices of things to watch. Okay, given the choice of things to watch, because there were 10 million other things you could have watched beyond the Oscars. Again, I told you the only reason I watched was because I was with a community of people that were also watching. Otherwise, I could have cared less. But I digress. The in memoriam was very nice, says Susan. I agree, absolutely. Jasmine says this, even though it was 3 hours, I think Will Packer and company did a good job with making it entertaining. Oh, they absolutely did. They absolutely did. But even though it was entertaining, I still submit no show needs to be 3 hours long, but it was 3+ hours because it wasn't until after 11:30 p.m. Eastern time that it ended, and it started at 8. In fact, it started before then because if you watched any of the pre-shows, any of the red carpet, so we're talking about a good hour before that. I just don't know who they think is going to continue to watch it. Not this new generation. So that's why we need for the Academy to have some fresh air there. People who actually know what this new generation is going to watch, and they don't have any of that. So they're guessing what they think they want based off of not knowing. Oh, well, I have my daughter is a Gen Z. So your daughter doesn't represent everyone. Do some research and see what people want. I can assure you, it's not to sit there and watch the Oscars for almost 4 hours. Let's see. Anna says that I cared about the Encanto entries being best song nominated, best soundtrack nominated, was rooting for the soundtrack because one of my friends is part of the percussion group. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. Yeah, I do need to see Encanto. I heard it was a fantastic movie. I would love to see it. I'm not paying for Disney Plus, though. So maybe somebody, Disney Plus, will grant me a pass so that I can see Encanto and sing its praises on MediaScope. So Terry Johnson says this, that comedy clubs in New York are posting signs saying they will not tolerate any audience member trying to walk up and slap the comedians on stage. Okay, this is interesting because I've heard from, so Kevin and I on Tuesdays on Clubhouse, we do Pop Unfiltered, and there are a bunch of comedians that are on stage with us. And so I asked the question, I really wanted to hear from them what this meant. And you hear things of like, okay, great, now we have to walk on eggshells, and what they do is comedy. Comedy is not always in the best taste, and we know this. Am I excusing that? Not necessarily, but that's what comedy is. And if comedians are not allowed to be comedians, this almost gives it acceptable if you're offended by a comedian to go up and strike them, and it's unacceptable. I think it is low-hanging fruit to go after something so obvious. That's very low-hanging fruit. So there's also the question, should that joke have been made? Was it that funny? There are all sorts of rumors of hearing that was something that was not supposed to be said anyway, and he went ahead and said it. I don't know. But if you are a comedian and you're funny and you're truly funny, you don't have to rely on those types of devices. Conversely, though, a comedian's job is to offend. And if you are offended every time, now I'll say this. If it was Dave Chappelle who said that, I don't think Will Smith would have got up on stage and slapped him. Just saying. You there, MC?
I am.
Okay, just you're awfully quiet. So Jasmine brings up an excellent point that everyone went live after the every circle at the top of my Instagram and Twitter was lit up because people were live. And I'm like, well, I don't need to go live because I actually have a platform where I can talk about it. And I'm not going to, even though we're talking about it now. But we're about to stop talking about it because, as I said, I don't care. So Jasmine is a card-carrying member of the Beehive. Fantastic. And Terry hopes they ask him to return next year. He hopes they ask him to. Oh, you're not talking about Will Smith. You're talking about Will Packer. I hope so. I'm sure he does as well. Jay is here and he's laughing. The story will continue because Chris opens his tour tonight. Now that should be interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
I would cancel all my dates. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't, but it's how do you respond to this? It's interesting. Was
Well,
Gone
they
with the
said.
Wind on that night? Interesting. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was saying that they were saying that Chris Rock's ticket sales were just through the roof.
I bet. Look, so this is good for people all the way around because here's the thing. I have not looked, but I'm sure book sales of his book Will are way up as well because people want to know what the hell happened to set him off like this. So I'm
Hmm.
sure book sales of Will Smith's book are way up. Do you see why I don't feel sorry for any of these people?
Right, exactly.
Moving on. Okay. We're going to take one last thing. Also, this news. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, we also recognize we would have handled the situation differently. Who said this, Terry? Let me know who said this. Yeah, well, comedians have people have heckled and stormed stages for years. Absolutely. This has always happened. It's not a new thing. It's new for the Oscars though in such a public national stage. I'll say that. Yeah, Chris is about to make okay, the Academy made that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Oh, thank you for saying such a fantastic show today. I'm glad you enjoyed. So, again, for those of you that are just joining, my name is Tachi. I am a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, also a journalist. This is MediaScope. We talk all about media, tech, and pop culture. It's you guys, myself, and this guy, the tiny dancer, MC Curtis, running things. What's up, MC?
Hey, what's going on? Great show.
Fantastic. All right. So, oh, wow. Guys, it is 7 o'clock and we have actually talked about, I'm really mad that we talked about this thing for the whole time. Thank you, MC. It's all your fault.
You need to clear the air.
And no proceeds from his book are coming to MediaScope, though we talked about this ad nauseum.
Right, right.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. It is we're not even quite at an hour yet, but let me see. There is one thing that I want to talk to you about. For those of you, I don't have a picture, but for those of you that are interested in NFTs, I talked about this on Instagram that there is a Batman cowl series of NFTs that are going on sale next month. So they're looking to draw in DC Comics, which is, who produces and created Batman. And DC stands for Detective Comics. I just realized that recently. So anyway, they're going to sell 200,000 NFT digital collectibles. They're looking to make about 60 million from this haul. They're releasing again 200,000. They're going to be about $300 each. 300,000 unique NFTs. So I don't think that means 200,000 each different NFTs. I think it's like a series of them, and then there are 200,000 their releases. They're going to be 3D rendered images that draw on the 83-year history of Batman. And this is just on the heels of the release of The Batman, which you're going to get tired of me saying. And you can actually purchase them. I don't know if they're going to be for sale on other NFT marketplaces like OpenSea or Rarible, but they have their own marketplace that you can buy from. And they'll start sale April 26th. You could go to nft.dcuniverse.com and you can purchase the NFTs there starting April 26th and upgrades. So if you have a spare $300, you're into Batman and you're into NFTs, maybe something for you to consider.
Can you give that website again?
Yes. Let me go back to the article. It is nft.dcuniverse.com. Again, N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, T as in Tom, .dcuniverse.com. com. So if you're interested in the NFT drop they will be having for Batman on April 26th, $300 a pop, and you too can own a DC NFT and purchase upgrades. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I
We're
can
gonna
only imagine. No, I was going to say I bet they're going to go. I bet they're going to go really fast. I'm sure they are.
I think so. So I need you all need to, I don't know what time on April 26th they're going to do, but they're going to go fast. So if you're interested in this, you need to, and I don't know if there is a limit to how many you can get, if they're going to limit it to 1 or 2, if there's a white list, meaning people who can get to it ahead of time, and then a public sale. I don't know. So I'm going to find out more because maybe, I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. Fantastic. Faraz is here. What's up, Faraz? And he says, hi. Fantastic. Claude Diamond says that he tried to pay for dinner last night with his NFT collection of MediaScope food emojis. Don't play. Oh, that would be something that
absolutely. Yeah.
And really you know what? I would that would be awesome. And I would definitely offer some NFTs to the MediaScope Massive just because that idea came up here.
Absolutely.
I definitely would. Claude Diamond, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you. All right. That's an excellent idea. All right. So maybe that's something that we'll do. Maybe we'll take a look at that and then get you all some NFTs for your collection so you can start a collection if you don't have one already. At least you'd have a MediaScope food truck one. I'm loving this idea. Claude Diamond, see, great ideas come up on MediaScope. Why would you not watch? Anyway, Anna says we would spend money for good foods from our taco truck queen. Absolutely. The queen of food truckery and minister of libation. Folks, all right, we're not at an hour yet, but we're past 7. So I'm going to let you go because you have been so gracious. And I know that we had to start late because of technical difficulties, but I'm going to respect your time. This was actually a great show. Ask Me Anything Wednesday. We'll do more of these, and then you guys can ask me all sorts of questions, anything that dealing with tech, media, pop culture, live streaming, video, film, whatever. We'll just have conversations. But what I can't answer, I will. MC, any final words?
No, great show. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Nice little conversation. And I enjoyed you all. I'll end the way I always end. Love you for watching. Bid you adieu. You guys, myself, MC Curtis, and the Slap, let us all exit stage left. See you next week.
Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel.